I had been looking forward to a quiet afternoon fishing at my own lake. Just me, my rod, and the gentle ripple of water. I had lived on this property for years, owning every inch of the lakefront legally and without dispute, at least until HOA authorities decided to make my life miserable. I had barely baited my hook when I heard the roar of engines approaching. I turned just in time to see two HOA cops in reflective vests, speeding down the dirt path as if they were chasing a criminal. I knew exactly what this was. Karen had called them again, claiming I was illegally using the lake, despite every deed and map proving otherwise. "Sir, you're fishing without a permit," one shouted as they skidded to a stop. I blinked. "Fishing? At my lake? I own this property," I replied, calmly removing a worm from my tackle box. "Your permit doesn't apply here." They ignored me and scribbled something into their clipboard. I could see the panic in their eyes when my K9S, lying in the shade nearby, perked up. One sharp whistle from me, and they were instantly at attention, moving into protective formations. "You can't do this," the officer barked, holding up some HOA paperwork. I leaned on my rod and smiled. "Funny thing, this is a private waterway. You're trespassing." The situation escalated quickly. One of my K9S, Titan, positioned himself near the lake, tail low but muscles tense, warning them silently. The officers tried to step closer, but the instinctual growl from my dog froze them in place. I could see their minds racing, realizing this wasn't a regular fishing fine. They were dealing with someone who didn't play by HOA rules. Karen appeared shortly after, striding toward the scene, her arms flailing. "You can't fish here. I'm the Waterway Supervisor," she shrieked. The absurdity made me chuckle. She wasn't a supervisor. She didn't even have the authority to inspect a mailbox, let alone a lake. I walked slowly toward her, the calm before the storm. "The waterway? This lake? You mean my lake? My property? I think you've overstepped, Karen." My K9S flanked me, every muscle coiled and ready. She opened her mouth to argue, but one look at Titan's teeth and the other dogs forming a semicircle was enough to shut her down. The HOA officers glanced at each other nervously, realizing this was not going to be an easy fine to enforce. Karen tried to scribble something on her phone, probably attempting to escalate to 911. But I wasn't worried. My family had connections, and my K9S ensured no one got any closer than the shoreline. Minutes felt like hours as Karen and her HOA lackeys argued amongst themselves. Finally, I broke the silence. "If you want to issue a fine, go ahead. But it won't stick. This is my land, my water, and my rules. Step off my property before someone gets hurt." Karen's face turned red, fury mixing with fear. She knew she'd underestimated me. My K9S didn't need to attack. They didn't even move. Their presence alone was enough to assert dominance. The HOA officers muttered something about leaving, quickly retreating to their vehicles, dragging Karen along like a child. By the time they disappeared down the dirt road, I had recast my line and sat back down in my chair, the afternoon sun sparkling on the water. My K9S settled beside me, tails wagging slightly, proud but still alert. I had won without lifting a finger, aside from a whistle and a few words. Karen would think twice before interfering with my lake again. And if she didn't, I had no doubt my K9S would remind her, and the HOA, exactly why you never mess with the Waterway Supervisor, when the waterway is actually your property.